And so I joined the Navy. I was on an aircraft carrier for 3 years, the Saratoga, which happened to be home ported here in Jacksonville, Florida. So from 1961 to 64, I was I was exposed to Jacksonville, and remember, the Civil Rights Act didn't come into effect till 64.
Mm-hmm.
I did two 7-month cruises in the Mediterranean, and I did the Cuban blockade. Now I came here, like I said, every time we came back to the US, it was to the home port here in Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
And what I found, well, two things in my life. One is that I have I would sit at counters. I would, now I experience situations at counters, and it went the gamut. There were times I would sit at a counter and there was no problem. Times where I'd be sitting at the counter and I'd feel somebody touching my shoulder, and I turn around and it's a cop and he's telling me to get the hell out. And in those days, you can go into, they all had alleys with windows. And so blacks could go into the alley and order food it was like a takeout. Okay. I did a lot of hitchhiking in those days because it was doable. Today it's crazy to do that, but it was do. We used to hitchhike from Jacksonville to Miami on weekends. Uh, just to hang out with our quote unquote our own. Okay, the Cuban population down in the beaches and so forth, and so I experienced certain things. One example was in let's see, it was just south of Orlando, and I got picked up for hitchhiking. So I remember getting picked up by the policemen, and again they were all white Southerners, and they were nasty, with the boy, and I remember he's telling me, boy, he says, you're gonna be put on a chain gang. you know. But as we're driving, he says, where you coming from? And I said, Jacksonville, Florida. What do you do there? And I said, I'm in the Navy. And he says, what ship are you on? And I said, the Saratoga. He says, my nephew's on the Saratoga. He says, so this is what I'm going to do for you, boy. Okay. I'm going to take you to the Greyhound bus terminal. I want you out of my town. I don't care what bus you take or where it's going, but you need to get out of my town. Okay. And so again, that was, an example. I can give you lots of other examples of things like that, but you just like the saying goes, you go with the flow.